volunteer cards with us. We can leave it in our office for folks who come in and stuff. And so, thank you. And then can I pass it to you? Okay. And then right now I'm going to pass it to the Sikh Coalition. I'm not going to butcher your name because you just told me Sahej. Sahej. I have them as Sahej. Welcome Sahej from the Sikh Coalition. I hope you can all introduce yourselves to him because he's not very well known with the organizations that are here. And then also sometimes we're not really well known with the Sikh community. And so that's why I thought it was really important to have them here, their presence here, especially since they are directly impacted with hate crimes, since people just like to throw them under the bus and call them Muslims or just blame them for Islam in general. So please introduce yourself and talk about the Sikh Coalition.
Hello everyone, my name is Sahej. So just to make it easy for all of you to pronounce it, you know how living fence is pronounced, hedge? So you just add S in front of that and then it comes on name. So first of all, just to give you a little bit of background about Sikh Coalition, it is an organization that was formed in the aftermath of 9/11, immediately after the first person to be shot dead, you know, like in the hate crime scenario was Balbir Singh Sodhi from Mesa, Arizona. It is actually his 20th death anniversary on 15th, and we are going there. We are trying to, you know, like not like celebrate, but like remember him and, you know, like pay him homage and everything, you know, like on 15th. So the Sikh community has been around here over a century, but even then, you know, like every now and then we undergo, you know, like we face so many hate crimes at the hands of, you know, like perpetrators, and there are so many issues that come up. The Sikh Coalition has evolved from a legal aid organization into something that is focused on bettering school environment and helping anyone, you know, facing any sort of bias or work discrimination at the workplaces, or, you know, even school bullying. So all these issues, I feel like it's not just common for the Sikh community, it's common for everyone that is present here. I am sure you might be able to relate with most of these things. An example of that is, you know, like not being able to do public facing jobs or having those public facing roles in your religious attire. For Sikhs, having a turban on is very important, and that is an article of faith for us. And because of this, you know, like many times people are put on desk jobs or removed from public facing jobs because, you know, like they are not that American image of the community here. So I'm sure, you know, like that is something that all of you can relate with. And, you know, like a little while back, you know, my friend there, you know, he was talking about issues that they've come across and how, you know, like their other team members have been working, and which is why they probably couldn't make it here. And I absolutely able to relate with that because, you know, most of my team today, they are all working for people that are stuck in Afghanistan who are trying to get out of there. Our senior leadership, they have been working for the last entire week, day in, day out, and they just, all of that is not going to go into the public. Nobody's going to know about that, but they're still doing their jobs. And similarly, you know, like my friend here, he mentioned about cases, about legal cases, and how you guys have been very aggressive about, you know, like going to courts and all of that. That's exactly how I feel about our organization. 90% of the time, you know, like we go to court, or even if we don't go to court, you know, the work that our legal team does, it never comes out in the public because it's all confidential. We can't really share all of that openly. But it does not mean that the work isn't being done, and we do not need people who are doing that sort of work. All of you here are doing a very important job, and you should all, you know, like tap your backs for being able to do that, and, you know, like for organizations like theirs who are helping us do that exact work. So thank you so much for having me here, and I really appreciate. I hope we can do this more, and, you know, we get to know each other more. Again, like I do have some resources here, you know, like if you're curious about our work, about what kind of stuff we have, and if you just like fridge magnets, I have some of those as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. I know that our communities are always suffering, but thankfully, and thank you to all of your coworkers and your organization for the work that you do, because we all feel the same. Sometimes there's things that we can't make public, but no matter what, we're going to do the work. So thank you for that. Last but not least, first, thank you for coming out to Hassan and Alicia.
Yeah.
And I made you guys be last because you're with the mayor's office. But also a huge shout out because of folks like you, you make sure that we get funding so that we can bring folks together and so that we can start to discuss new ways on battling hate crimes. So if you can please introduce yourselves, talk about the work you do, and then also what you hope to see from us in the coming year.
Thank you so much. And my colleague Eunice is here as well. Assalamu alaikum, folks. Hassan Naveed, he, his, him pronouns. I am the Deputy Executive Director for the Office for the Prevention of Hate Crimes. There's one driving philosophy here that I strongly believe in, right? And I'm hearing it over and over again. It's why our office was created. It's that community-based intervention, community-led intervention when it comes to hate crimes is effective to public safety. We saw with the Cure Violence programs across the city, of course, shootings go down because of the hard work that's going on by community leaders. And so when our office, you know, I can credit many folks who are part of the New York City Against Hate Coalition, in creating an office that's clearly entrenched in that vision. How can we work towards building public safety, right? By working with communities, by working with community organizations, by working and having you advise and lead the efforts itself. And so I'll say that the greatest, you know, we're only 2 years old, right? But just this last year, we were blessed to be able to get a good amount of money, right? The Partners Against the Hate initiative. And Alicia, folks know her, she's one of the people that manages it. But that is a good amount of money making its way to anchor organizations. And we believe strongly that those anchor organizations can end up choosing the organization that they want, and they believe communities themselves can also get some of that share of that money as well too. Focused on non-law enforcement deterrence, focused on efforts to be able to ensure that we come together as community, we support each other, right? And at the same time, figure out ways of really building capacity among those other people. Now, another thing I want to announce too is our innovation grants, right? We know very well that there's 501c3s, but there's also individuals, groups, peoples, networks that are out there that don't end up falling within that particular, you know, context, right? These are individuals who are doing amazing work in the ground, on the ground somewhere in the city itself, building safe street corridors, right, in businesses. And so we've taken $100,000 and we are making it to where we want folks to be able to apply for those innovation grants to come up with solutions. If you know a group, if you know a bunch of aunties or uncles, or if you know folks who are really trying to make those changes and that need that funding, need that seed funding to be able to also build that capacity in hate crimes, please, we'll have information out soon, and I'll have Alicia share it with folks as well too. I also want to add that, you know, our office, when it comes to the issues pertaining to, of course, the Asian hate crimes, right, we've seen that there's been an increase. And just the numbers right now, I think, as we had a briefing with elected officials, year to date, right now, we've had 113 hate crimes impact folks within the AAPI community. Last year to date, we only had 24. So you can see that the numbers are going up. And that is clearly something that we're not all happy with, right? So we engage with city agencies on a weekly basis. All the city agencies, the Commission on Human Rights, MOIA, TLC, whoever you can ever imagine, to be able to really bring folks together, figure out ways of how we can build some of those programs, those strategies that are not within the law enforcement apparatus, right? How can we work towards supporting the efforts of these bystander intervention trainings that are going on? And so that is something that's going to continue to happen. And, you know, you'll obviously, I would highly advise folks to please meet with us afterwards, talk to us. We have resources out here too. We want to engage with people. And we also want to be able to make sure we're bringing more resources into these communities. And so thank you all so much for having us. Thank you so much, Yafa and Asian Recreation, all these organizations here. And we look forward to meeting you all shortly. Thank you. I'll let my team introduce themselves. How about that? Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Miranda. I'm a program manager with OPHC.
Hi everyone, my name is Nina, speaker of pronouns, and I'm also a program manager of OPHC. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I truly appreciate everyone's presence here and for being here and sharing all the information that you've given us. Know that our work is very deeply embedded in the community, and it's something that I'll always respect. It's why I've actually come into this work, and that I hope that volunteers pursue that in the future. Please don't hesitate to share information, because JFred's flyer there is new to me. It's missing a D, but just like Paula said, one bonus D. I was actually gonna ask if you can go through them for us, or is that too long? Okay, because it's not too long, but I was just interested in it, and I'm gonna pass them around just so everyone can have.
So I'll start first with the missing D, which is document, which is when you're seeing something happening, you can document on your device or delegate to someone. And it's important to keep your camera on the person in question and not on the victim. And then afterwards, again, you should not post anything without the victim's consent, but you should exchange your information and offer the recording you have, and they can do with it what they want. The first D is direct. Respond directly to the person causing harm or physically intervene if necessary. Again, the idea is to what's the word? Make things simmer. There's a better word, but
Calm it down.
Yeah. De-escalate is the word. Delegate. Especially like consider your positionality. I'm a wimp. So if my safety is in question, I should remember to solicit the support of the people around me. If I'm speaking with with the perpetrator and I want to give someone else my phone to document, these are all ways of delegating. Distract, bring attention away from the person causing harm, the person who was harmed, or the situation itself. I used to have some good strategies for distraction, but do you have any?
I once took an out standard in an intervention workshop, and
I was going to suggest one. One of my colleagues actually said this worked. She witnessed an altercation on the train, and they were just so deeply into the argument, and she was really afraid it was going to soon escalate. So she just busted some moves. She danced in between them, and it completely distracted them, and it put all the attention on her. And so that's one of the, I would say that's a suggestion to distract.
So this made me think, I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Snackman. It was a viral video of how someone simply he was eating chips and there were two people who were getting